This is an appeal to anyone who's forming an argument, whether it's on the atheist side or on the theist side, to be honest. I'm so tired of seeing arguments where people completely ignore something that the other person says, something uncomfortable or unaddressable that the other person says. And also when, and it's typically theists who bring up arguments that have already been refuted a million times, they bring it up again. It's not an argument if it's already been refuted. So if you're intentionally dodging something the other person says, if you're intentionally bringing up arguments that have already been refuted time and time again, then you're being dishonest. And keep in mind that by being dishonest, what you're basically saying is you can't win your argument or your point with the truth. So you know you've already lost, right? So you're supporting an argument or you're supporting a standpoint that you don't even believe in yourself. So you're basically arguing for argument's sake. I mean, I love a great argument. I love it when I meet an opponent in argument who has excellent, they've got their strategy set up, or they've got information, they've got all their arguments set up so that I actually have to work at it, that they have a good point. They may even convince me. I've changed my mind on things because I've met somebody who had a really good argument for the other side. So I have no problem arguing with theists or Republicans or whoever. They may even convince me to change to their side, but not by being dishonest. So when I'm arguing with someone, I love a good argument where both sides are being honest, both sides are being forthright, and both sides are actually hearing what the other person is saying, not just, as Uma Thurman said, waiting for their chance to speak. So again, this is an appeal to anybody out there who's arguing to be honest. One of a good example of being honest from my own standpoint is in the Bible, there's a stricture against, or a scripture against having sex with different members of your family. Now, rather than just saying, don't have sex with anyone in your family, it actually says, don't have sex with your mother or your father's wife or your father's wife's daughter or your son, or it lists a whole bunch of different people around you, but the one specific combination it doesn't list is father-daughter. It does not list father-daughter as a combination that's forbidden. Now, this is probably because Lot has sex with both of his daughters and gets them pregnant, which in itself is a bogus story, because in the story they supposedly create a vineyard, grow the grapes, press the wine, get him drunk, and then he has sex. And he didn't notice this. And let's not forget the fact that if you're so blind drunk that you forget the night before, you black out, you're probably not going to be very sexually responsive, so you're probably not going to be impregnating anyone. So it's baloney that they got him so drunk that they could have sex with him and he wouldn't remember the next day. If he was capable of impregnating them, he knew exactly what he was doing. He was having incest with his daughters. Just be honest about it. That's exactly what he was doing. You can't have sex so blind drunk you're unconscious. Your body's just not responsive. You've got no action happening. So anyway, obviously in the Bible they couldn't say don't have sex with your daughters because Lot does. So they list out everything. Now, the first statement in that is don't have sex with any of your close relations. So obviously your daughter comes under that heading. So if they just left it at that, then in fact it would say, don't have sex with your daughter. But because they detail all the other, don't have sex with your mother, your father's wife, don't have sex with a woman and her daughter, so, no funky doubles. Because they go into all these details and they leave that one out, then that seems like an intentional loophole, because they could just say don't have sex with close relations and you'd have no loophole. So by creating a specific list of them, conveniently forgetting the father-daughter one, there's a loophole. Anyway, it's not dishonesty, but whenever I bring up this argument, I don't usually mention the first statement, which says close relations, because that kind of weakens the argument a little bit. However, really, it doesn't. But there's whenever I bring it up, there's like a mental twinge, like, yeah, I know I could mention this. So here's my pledge that if I know anything that weakens my argument at all, I'll bring that up as well, just to keep being honest. So that's it. Thank you.